decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus.
Hello, welcome to my channel Judge All Nation. In this video, Christian Prince will make understanding and education about Islam to all Muslims. Also, Christian Prince educates Muslims that in the Lord Jesus there is truth and no other. Now let's take a look and see what Christian Prince will tell you by arguing with Muslims. Enjoy watching this video and God bless you.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, hi, first of all. So, can I join the discussion or?
No problem. So, are you an Albanian?
Yeah, I'm an Albanian living in Pristina right now.
All right, my friend. Yeah, welcome. So, what do you think about Islam? Tell me.
I want to start off by saying that I'm not a traditional Muslim per se. So I believe in all the Abrahamic faiths, so to say, but not 100% on all of them. I understand that the hadith, some of them are weak, some of them are, I don't know, medium, some of them are strong, stuff like that. And I don't think that is something to go by. I also understand that the Bible has messages in it that come from the Lord, from God. But I also know that the Bible has different versions, has been modified and such.
What version? Like, what do you mean by version? This is a translation. Version is a translation. When they say version, King James is a translation.
Translation of what exactly?
Translation of the old Bible. We have the old manuscript. We have in Aramaic. We are in Hebrew. We have in Hebrew, and we have in Greek. So all the versions you are talking about is coming from original books, and there's different translation. Like now the Quran, translation of Yusuf Ali, translation of Hilali, translation of etc. There's hundreds of translation. I can make a actually right now I'm working in translation for the Quran. Does that mean I'm modifying the Quran? No, it's just a new translation.
No, I understand that point. My point is that I found that some Bibles have verses that some others don't, for example, and that is not.
This is still translation. This is still translation because simply the translator, if you want to be honest, he can take a chapter if you want. Who care? You know, you're making a book. You are making a book. You print out, like now I have my books on Amazon. I can delete a chapter. I can, and people who take it, take it. People who are smart, they will not take it. But I can show you right now that your Quran, there's many Quran, and none of them like the other Quran, and this is supposedly how it came from Allah.
Yeah, different translations of Arabic.
No. I'm not talking about translation now. I'm talking about the same Quran in Arabic. Your prophet, he said that when Allah, he sent him Quran, Muhammad, he told him that's not enough. One Quran is not enough. So he kept asking for more Quran. And Allah sent him one more. And then Muhammad, he told him, that's not enough. So he asked for one more, etc., etc., until Muhammad finally is satisfied and he received 7 Quran. And the excuse is that the Muslims cannot understand the Quran if it's one Quran.
And so it needs explanations and such.
No, there's no explanation. The Quran, you know, Muhammad did not receive explanation. Muhammad received Quran. We are talking about Quran, not
okay,
explanation.
So Muhammad received more verses, you're saying?
No, he received 7 Quran. 7 different Quran. 7. When Allah sent him one Quran, Muhammad told him it's not enough. Allah sent him the second one. He said not enough. He keeps sending him. He asked for more until they become 7, and that's it. And I'm showing you the reference in front of you on the screen. I don't know if you can see it.
Just a second.
All of this, you're a prophet asking for 7 Quran. And what is the reason? Because my people, they cannot handle it. One Quran is not enough.
I'm just reading it. Yeah, by the way, I'm not here to be hostile or something like that. I'm here to have a discussion.
No,
I
my
have
friend, you
some
are welcome.
questions in my head.
You are speaking nice. I will speak nice to you. I speak only harsh with those who decide to be rude, if you notice.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
If you are nice, I am nicer. So do you see what I'm showing you on screen?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Chapter, the clarification of the Quran was revealed in 7 ahruf. 7 modes of recitation. This is false. Clarifying, here it says, Allah has commanded you to recite to your people the Quran in one dialect. Upon this, he said, I ask Allah pardon and forgiveness. My people are not capable of doing it. What is that? What is the people suffering from?
Well, of my understanding, the way that Arabia, whatever you want to call it, back then, they were mostly pagan and, so to say, dirty human beings. All of them worship different stuff. All of them raping, thieves, and all that. So they were people in need of guidance, in my understanding. And by this, I think the Prophet meant that his people are not educated at all.
My friend,
Could that
those
be?
are Arab people who speak Arabic. He is saying to them, they are not capable of doing it. Those are the Muslims. We are talking about the dirty people, the one you're calling dirty. And by the way, the dirty one is more clean than Muhammad, because Muhammad is a rapist. Muhammad he kissed black stone. Muhammad he worshipped the same as they worship. Muhammad he worshipped the same God they worship. The pagan, you are calling them pagan. Maybe you not know that the pagan are people who worship Allah too. Don't you know that? When you say the word mushrik is an Arabic word. What mushrik mean?
No idea. I don't know Arabic at all.
Mushrik is the one who associates God with Allah, which means they believe in Allah. In fact, they believe that Allah is the God, and the rest is just to intercede. So the one you call them pagan, they are the same as the Muslim today. You Muslim believe that Muhammad will intercede for you. So what you do as Muslims, the Arab before Islam, they worship Allah and they worship little Barbie dolls beside Allah to intercede to Allah. Allah is the big God. Those are the small one who they are close to Allah. You Muslim, you do the same now. Your prophet, he says that he will intercede for you in the day of judgment.
Okay, I have something to push back here. For example, the people believed there is a God, the pagans, so to say, back then, before the revelation of Muhammad. But I believe that they knew there was a God, but paganism, what I mean is that they chose different paths, so they deviated from the Abrahamic faith that much that they were not considered faithful at all, since they worshipped statues and stuff like that.
My friend,
at that time,
your prophet, he never heard of Abraham all his life. He did not know anything about Abrahamic faith. We can prove that from the Quran. You Muslim believe that the Quran said that Abraham is the one who built the house, which means the Kaaba. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. But isn't it the Quran saying that no man came to Mecca before Muhammad? No prophet, no messenger.
You got me here. I'm not informed on this at all.
All right.
So I'm just gonna take your word for it.
All right. No, anything.
So there's a contradiction, you mean here?
Yeah, this is false information. The Muslim, they repeat, the Quran says clearly that before Muhammad, Allah never sent one person, not even one. You see, all those verses in the Quran speaking about something called Nadir. Nadir is a warner. Nadir, okay? So, Nadir is a warner who tell you about God. Nadir can be a prophet, can be, even a good man, speaking about the true God. So, the Quran says you are just a Nadir, which means you are a warner. Okay, wonderful. But before Muhammad, not a single man come to Mecca as a warner. So how Abraham was a prophet who came to Mecca, and Muhammad is the first warner to them. This is chapter 32, verse number 3.
Okay, so Abraham should be considered as a warner since he
Sure,
was a prophet.
sure. Warner is a messenger from God to warn you, like wake up, don't worship the wrong thing, etc. Do you see the verse on the screen?
I see this, or say they, he, Muhammad, has fabricated it. Nay, it is the truth from your Lord that you may warn people to whom no warner has come before you. Just a second. It says here, you may warn a people.
Yeah. It says
Does that mean
nobody.
a certain group of
Yeah,
people,
because the
for example?
Quran actually mentioned clearly who are the people, saying Mecca and what around it. Mecca and what is around it. And I will show you the verse.
Okay.
So the Quran make it clear that Muhammad came to Mecca and what is around Mecca, and then the Quran make it clear too that no warner came to them before you. This is chapter 6, verse number 92.
What chapter was it?
Chapter 6, the chapter of the animals, Al-An'am,
Verse-
6, verse number 92. I'm showing you the verse on the screen. You can read it from my screen if you want.
Yeah, I'm just making some notes so that I can do further research
All right.
after this and see if I can find any explanations that make sense or something like that. Since right now this doesn't really make sense to me.
Okay, so now
So
we
for
have.
you, I'll give you this point.
Yeah, so now we have that Muhammad came to Mecca, and this is destroy the other claim that the Muhammad is a messenger for all mankind, because he was sent to Mecca, and what is around it? You see it? That's it. Small location. At that moment, Muhammad never expect that he will be bigger than this, so he mentioned this. But in the same time, before Muhammad, no warner ever came to Mecca. He is the first man ever came to Mecca. He is the first warner. Now, what make Muslims think that Muhammad is Abrahamic? What make you think that Muhammad is Abrahamic?
Doesn't Muhammad? I think the real name of Muhammad was not Muhammad.
Yeah, the name of Muhammad.
like that?
You see, the name of Muhammad actually is a proof that Muhammad is a false person. Does not even exist, because Muhammad should be the name of God. Because Muhammad means the praised one. So if Muhammad is the praised one, who is praised to? Allah. And not only that, you see, Abraham.
Yeah, that was weird since I knew this. I think I found out recently that Muhammad means the praised one, and I mean, would it make sense to be praised by the other entities, for example, the angels and stuff? I don't think it would be logical to be praised from God
should
himself.
not be praised by anybody, because you are just a man. The one only to be
Yeah, you
praised
should.
is God. You don't praise. You say I praise God. You don't say I praise man. You know, praise man. Man is a sinner. If he is a sinner, he is not to be praised. We praise him for what? For sin? Isn't it the Quran says Muhammad is a sinner?
Yeah, all men sin. I
Yeah,
think that's
no,
part of
except
our
Jesus.
nature.
No, the Quran in chapter 19, verse 19, Jesus is holy. This is why Shaitan, he touched every human being when he is born, according to Muhammad, except Mary and her son.
Yeah, that's why I make the correlation between the different religions. Since in Islam, we Muslims believe that Jesus is the, so to say, the nail in the coffin when it comes to this world. So he will rule the world at the end. So we believe the
But you
same
see,
as
this
Christians
this
on
is
this.
again a contradiction, because how Muhammad is the one who would do intercede for you, and he is a sinner, and he is higher than Jesus, but Jesus is the one who will make even Satan melt like salt. Muhammad said when he
What
see
do you
him.
mean higher than Jesus?
Yeah, because Muslim they say like when you pray on him. I don't know if you listen to the mosque. Ashrafu khalqullah, he is the most knowledgeable people of Allah. He is the highest of Allah. Muhammad is the highest in the world. In fact, the hadith says, Muhammad, he said that if not Muhammad, Allah did not create Jesus, did not create Moses, did not create Adam, did not create us, did not create the earth, even his chair, even his tablet, even his pen, even though nothing is created except for the sake of Allah. I want to ask you, do you as a Muslim, do you believe that Abraham, he used to have a book?
A book?
Yeah?
I don't think he had a book.
No, he does.
I think he had a message.
No, he have a book. So if you go in the Quran, yes, it says Suhuf, you know, you Muslim, you call the Quran Mushaf, right? Okay,
yeah.
This is exactly what the Quran says about the books of Abraham and Moses. Suhuf Ibrahim wa Musa. Okay, so Abraham, he came to Mecca. Did he leave his books behind, or he came back with his book? What do you think? He came to Mecca with his books. Do you think
Abraham.
a prophet of God will leave the book of God behind him, or he will come with it?
What is the word in Arabic for book?
This is not a book, actually. Suhuf. Suhuf is pages. Quran is a suhuf. Quran never was, you know, a book. But anyway, this is what they describe. The scriptures of Ibrahim. Chapter
Just
87.
to load.
Chapter 87, verse 19.
It's scriptures. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Moses have scriptures, right? And Abraham has scriptures, correct? So now Moses and Abraham, Moses was in for the Jews. Abraham, he came to Mecca. Wonderful. Abraham, he have scriptures. Is that correct?
Yeah, based on this, I guess.
All right. Do Muhammad knew anything about the scriptures of Moses, of Abraham? Sorry.
I don't know.
Let us see in the Quran. The Quran say no. Muhammad, he don't know anything, any scriptures. Not only that, he never know the God of Abraham. If we go here, you will find chapter 34, verse number 44. It says, and we had not given them scriptures which they could study, nor sent to them before you, Muhammad, any warners. Do you see it?
What kind of delay do you have on stream?
I have now chapter 34, verse number 44.
I mean, you have a delay on stream, so it takes some time to...
It's okay. I mean, depending on your location, it takes a little bit of time. Are you speaking from Albania?
From Kosovo, yeah.
All right. So now, we had not given you... You can open your computer if you want for faster. I'm giving you the chapter number, verse number. So, chapter 34,
Yeah,
verse number
same.
44. Okay. We had not given them scripture, speaking about who? The people of Mecca, which they could study, nor send them before you. Any warner. Do you see it?
Yes.
So how Muhammad claimed that Abraham was there? I proved to you that Abraham have scriptures, correct? Okay, that's mean people, they received scriptures about God from Abraham. And they receive
Yeah,
warner.
but weren't the people of Abraham Jews?
No, the Jews is children of Abraham. And this is this additional point, by the way, showing you that Muhammad is really ignorant. Because when the Christians and the Jews were arguing with Muhammad, he said to them, how you dispute about Abraham, and you Christians and Jews came after him. I don't know if you understand what Muhammad just did. Do you understand what the mistake?
Christians and Jews came after him. Well, at that time, I believe there weren't any Christians.
Okay, let us make it simple.
Huh?
If I say to you, how you dispute about Abraham while you Christians and Jews came after him, that means the one who came after, he have no right to dispute about the one who came before. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, this is what the Quran is saying. Chapter 3, verse number 65. Read it for me.
Ah, okay, I get your point now.
Okay, but that means Muhammad can't dispute the Christian and the Jews because he came at the end.
I think the point here is that Muhammad didn't dispute Abraham. He
He's not disputing. They have a dispute between them. Dispute mean we have a debate like me and you, and we are arguing about it. You try to prove your point. I try to prove my point. Muhammad now is being smart. He said, the one who came, how you can dispute about him, yet you came after him. So he's saying that the one who came after, he have no right to dispute. So how he can dispute with them about Abraham when he came at the end? What kind of intelligence is? If the one who came after me, he cannot dispute with me about the one before me, then Muhammad cannot dispute with both the Christians and the Jews, because both of them, they are before him.
Yeah, I see your point.
All right, so now look what we happen. We have Abraham, he came to Mecca, and we show you that Abraham, he have scriptures, correct? We agree? Okay, now the Quran says nobody came to Mecca before Muhammad, and Allah never gave them a book to study. Correct?
Correct.
And not only that, it says before you. So now it's clear. We are not talking about it in time of Muhammad, talking even about before you. Before you, which means anyone before that time, nobody came here, right?
Could it be an issue of context here?
No, because simply it's very simple. You can read the 10 verses before it, after you can read 20 verses before, after 20 verses after. It says it clearly. And we had not given them scripture. So what is come from? Never had scriptures. Correct? Okay. Never. We had not. You see the word had in the past. And in the top of that, which they could study, nor we sent to them before you, Muhammad, any warner. Before you. So that goes all before, whatever period. Never. So it's a big fat lie to say Abraham was in Mecca, Ishmael was in Mecca, which means at least we have two, because Muslims believe Ishmael is a prophet, correct? So now we have two big names. We have Abraham himself, and we have Ishmael, and yet the Quran says we never give them a scripture. They never ever have anything to do with scriptures. What about Muhammad himself? Do Muhammad knew anything about the scriptures?
No, he didn't.
So how the Muslim they say he's Abrahamic?
That's my question. They didn't have any scriptures, so the people that were located there didn't have anything from the prophets before. So in my understanding here of these verses that you showed me, I could be wrong, it's just my understanding, correct me if you have a point against it, is that the point here is not that we haven't sent scriptures or a warner in this exact location.
No. You see, it's talking about Mecca, my friend. I showed you. We mentioned to you, Allah, He sent him to Mecca and what is around it, correct? I showed you the verse. And we...
people around Mecca
no, my friend, it doesn't matter. But let us see how.
Okay.
He is saying, he is speaking to who? To the people who Muhammad been sent to, correct? Okay, who is around Muhammad now? Muhammad, he spent all his life, Mecca and Medina. Medina is just a few kilometers away from Mecca. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is the location. We know the location. So we never send them books before you. And we cannot say This is can even include the Jews. Why? Or the Christians, because the Quran called the Christian and the Jews the people of the book. Correct?
Isn't that referring to the gospel?
Doesn't matter. No, this is referring to the people. Referring to the people. People of the book, it's mean people who have a book. And those are people who have the gospel and people who have the Torah. So the Quran divide the people to two kinds of people. People who they are ignorant, and those are the Muslims. And the Quran called them this way, by the way. Don't think I'm insulting you. In the Quran, if we open, let us open another page so we can keep more pages open in front of us. Here. All right. In the Quran, you will see that the Quran make it so clear, but the Muslims, as usual, they just follow their sheikhs. Nobody want to read. The word ummi, which Muslim can translate as illiterate, it's correct to say illiterate, but this is about illiterate about God, not about reading and writing. Chapter 2, verse number 78, it says, and there are among them, between two bracket Jews, illiterate people. This is false. وَمِنْهُمْ أُمِّيُّونَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ الْكِتَابَ.
People?
It's mean like unlearned, you know, like illiterate.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is false. This is not, doesn't say Jews. It does. If you change the translator, you will see right away how everything changed. You see how translators can insert things is not there? They can play games. And I can say now this is a new version.
So when you were, sorry to interrupt you, when you were talking to the other guy before, I saw some of your points that you made. For example, the translations in Albanian and stuff.
Yeah, everyone give you his own version. But can I say this is a new Quran? No, because we have the Arabic one. Now look, among them are uneducated to know the scriptures. What is the word here? Is ummiyin. The ummiyun or ummiyin is those who do not know the book, not the one who do not know how to read the scriptures, the one who do not know scriptures. So the Muslims are those who do not know the scriptures, and we showed you the verse in the Quran saying that clearly, right? And that mentioned in the Quran many times, not only once. Like as an example, chapter 3, verse number 20, it says, those who been given the book and those who they are illiterate.
It can also mean illiterate in the context that if you don't know about the religion, the Abrahamic religion, you are considered
exactly. This is what it's meant actually. Illiterate is those who do not know the true God. So here the Christians are the only one and the Jews called people of the book. Muhammad is not from the people of the book because he is a Gomai, he is a Gentile, he is a pagan. The Quran always keep calling the Christians people of the book, never call the Muslims people of the book, because Muslims never have a book, and they are the pagan, and they are illiterate, and even this is why the Quran described Muhammad himself, called him a Rasul al-Ummi, which means the illiterate prophet. Do you see the verse I'm showing you now?
I see verse 20.
Okay, so those who they are given books, they are not called illiterate, they are people of the book. And those who they are not given scriptures, they are called what? Illiterate. So now it's clear for us that those who is given book, not necessarily they knew how to write, how to read, but this is about they received scriptures. Do I agree?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go in the Quran, and you will find many verses, chapter 7, verse 157 as an example, it says, those who follow the illiterate prophet, al-Ummi. The Muslim translate saying, the one who cannot write, who cannot read. Do you see the deception? But we just showed you how many verses that the word illiterate mean the one who don't have book and he is a pagan. And you are the one who mentioned that to me, to just remind you. You said to me, properly what they mean, those are the pagan who did not receive scriptures, correct? So Muhammad is what? Muhammad is ummi. Not doesn't mean that he didn't know how to write, how to read. It means he is a pagan. He is not from the people of the book. And this is proof that Muhammad cannot be from Abraham too, because Abraham is the father of the people of the book. How he is
Can
from
you please
Abraham?
just keep the screen here? I'm just trying to write this verse, to read this verse.
Chapter 7, verse 157. And you will notice if we change the translator, you will see how the translation changed. Here it says he do not know how to write, how to read. But nowhere in Arabic it says that. It says ummi, which is what meant in the Quran always, the one who do not know the scriptures of God. Not the one who do not know how to write, how to read.
This is what I find most tricky, since so many words have so many different meanings, and the whole message of a verse can change based on different interpretations. So
You
I mean,
see,
on this verse, it could actually mean he couldn't read or write,
yeah, but
technically.
nowhere it mean, it mean write and read. The Quran is a religious book. The Quran does not divide people between the one who do not know how to write and the one who do not know how to read. That would be even more silly. Do you think God will discriminate you because you do not know how to write?
No, but you can make a point that someone who doesn't know how to write or how to read. I'm not saying that on every time that that Arabic word is in the Quran, it has the same meaning.
It is because the Quran it's not up to me or up to you. The Quran confirmed that those who they are not people of the scriptures are called ummi. I will give you another one just to confirm what I'm saying. Muhammad, he was sent to whom? The Muslims, they say Muhammad was sent to all mankind, correct?
Yeah.
Well, that means he was sent to those, even those who have the book, correct? Which means the Christian and the Jews.
Yes.
All right. But this is not what the Quran is saying. The Quran says in chapter 62.
They can continue on the teachings that they already have. Yeah, and I to add to this point, I think it says in the Quran that to Muhammad that if you are in doubt, go to the.
We will not go there now. Just hold your horses. In chapter 62, verse number 2, it says it clearly that Muhammad he sent. You remember, you are the one who said to me, I think that the one who it says illiterate is those who did not receive the scriptures, correct?
Yeah.
Those are the word ummiyin. Look what it says here. It is he who sent among the illiterate. Do you see it? He's one of them. So all the Arab do not know Arabic? All the Arab do not know how to read? All the Arab do not know how, all the Muslim at that time, nobody knows how to read? That would be funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I see your point.
So he is among the illiterate, which means he is among the pagan. He's a pagan man. This is why they are called Gomai. Muhammad is learning now from the Jews. The Jews, they call the one who is not following the God of Abraham Gomai. He is a Gentile. He is a pagan. So the Quran confirmed that Muhammad is one of the pagan. And he was sent to the pagans. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see your
he
point.
is one of them, sent to themselves, sent to the pagan, not to the Christian, not to the Jews. The Quran says that.
Okay, so can I give you an opinion on not certain verses, but the whole Quran and how I see things? So, for example, I believe that the Quran came after Muhammad died, and the hadiths and that I mentioned before, that they are not that reliable, in my opinion. So the same story with the Bible and such. But my question is, how can a man that doesn't know how to read or write, I'm not, even if not 100% of the book that he provided is correct, we can have the same argument for the other books, since people are people and they do stuff. But my point is that how can all of these Abrahamic faiths be the principal values, the core values of these are so similar?
No.
Don't you think that there is
you have zero similarity with the Abrahamic faith. Muhammad, he taught you that you can cheat. Muhammad taught you can lie to your wife. Muhammad, he taught you can, sure, yeah.
You can cheat.
You can cheat. Yes, you can cheat. Isn't it Muhammad, he went to his own son, wife, and he flirt with her in her house when she is married? Isn't it the Bible that we have 10 commandments? You should not desire a woman, she is not yours. You don't desire a woman, she is not yours. This is a big sin. Muhammad, he went to his own son, and this is in your books, not in our books, not written by the book of the Jews and the Christians to make Muhammad look bad. He went to his own son's house, and when the wife was alone, he flirted with her, and he said to her, praise be to Allah, the one who made my heart flip for you. That is breaking the command. Muhammad was a thief. Muhammad was a criminal. Muhammad was a cheater. Muhammad, he sent his wife to visit her father so he can sleep with the maid. The woman, she went to her father. She said, you asked for me? He said, no. She went back right away. She felt suspicious. She found Muhammad in the top of the maid. And then he made a chapter. It's called chapter 66, verse number 1 at Tahrim, saying, why you forbid yourself? Why? Because he promised his wife he will never do it again. But a few days after, he got horny again. And this woman, she is so pretty and she is blonde. So he could not. He received her as a gift from the ruler of Egypt. So he starts sleeping with her again. And now after he made a promise, he take an oath, he have to break the promise. He said, Allah told me, why you forbid her? So my friend, Muhammad, he shared nothing.
Yeah,
not only that. Listen, my friend. I don't know what's your name. I forgot.
My name is Admiral.
Admiral. Listen, Admiral. You know, we showed you until now that Muhammad and the Quran both are saying that those books, they never receive any scriptures. Correct? I showed you the verses.
Yeah.
All right. And I showed you that Abraham, he have scriptures, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Muhammad himself never received scriptures, and the Arab never received scriptures. So how they share the same? In the top of that, if the Arab they never heard of Abraham, and they never have the scriptures of Abraham, so how come they worship Allah? If Allah is the same God of Abraham, obviously Allah cannot be the God of Abraham. Because the Quran is so clear that they never heard the scriptures. Not only that, the Quran confirmed that Muhammad himself do not know what is faith. Do you know that?
So he was an atheist before?
He was not atheist, not only atheist. He is, I mean, when you say you do not know what faith, that means you are horrible pagan, like not only, like you have zero truth on you. This is in the Quran, chapter 42, verse number 52. And those we sent to you, Muhammad, ruhana, which means our spirit, of our command, and you know not what is the book, nor what is faith. Do you see it?
Yes, but how does that give us a conclusion that he was a murderer, rapist, a thief, and all that because he didn't know?
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. But the Quran says the one who do not know the scriptures is al-ghawin, which means they are murderer, rapist, and thieves.
That, if you take that literally,
there's no other. It's not up to me, up to you, my friend. This is a language, you know. It's not up, like, you know, if Allah, he said something, why you want to take it? What do you mean literally? You know, if Allah describe the one who don't believe as rapist, as a criminals, as...
Can it mean that the...
No, it cannot. It cannot. Here we go. You see, I will show you what the Muslim translate, not me. Not my translation, you know. So you can open yourself. I don't know what translation you like to read. You can read any translation you want. Yusuf Ali, Hilali, Khan, anything you want. You will see Al-Ghawin come as the criminals, the evildoers, the bad ones, etc. The list is so long.
Yeah, and by that I mean that the people who are not following the faith, the Abrahamic faith, the one true God, they are more prone to disaster, to sin, to all that stuff. Comes
okay, but we just proved that Muhammad, he never followed Abraham. We don't even know who's Abraham.
Yeah, before the revelation.
Okay, but that means Muhammad all his life, he's 40 years old now. He never heard of Allah. Or heard of Allah? Oh, he heard of Allah for sure, because this is the God of the pagan. He never heard of the God of Abraham. He never had the scriptures of Abraham, and he never received books to read or to study. So what Muhammad he knew about Abraham? Nothing. How you share anything with Abraham? Do you have 10 commandments in Islam? No, you don't. I'm just getting some water.
Worries.
Give me a second. All right.
Hi, chat.
Sorry again, I did not hear you. I was getting some water.
And the chat is full of Albanians and Serbs going at each other.
You have to repeat. I did not hear you. I was away.
Yeah, I said this chat is full of Albanians and Serbs going at each other.
Well, my friend, I am a Christian,
Like
and
always.
I don't care about the chat, but I will tell you, I'm always being honest in what I believe. I don't care who people get upset or not. I believe that anyone who join the side of Muhammad, Muhammad for me is the devil. It doesn't matter who is he. It doesn't matter what his ethnic. He is betraying Jesus. He is doing evil to himself, and he is joining the devil camp. So they can speak about politics. I don't care for their politics. But whoever join the army of the devil, he is of the devil. Let us finish it here. Now let's go back our topic.
On this, for example, I'm a Muslim, not a traditional one per se, as I said, and based on the Quran and what I learned from it, I believe that Jesus is a key figure in which I should base even my character upon him. Him, Abraham, Moses, Muhammad, and all that. And Jesus is a key figure in my life, so I wouldn't consider myself an enemy of Jesus at all.
You know, you might think you are not, but in fact you are, because simply you deny everything Jesus did. You claim that Jesus did not, he did not die in the cross. So you are denying the most important thing Jesus did. You deny that you don't accept what Jesus says in the Bible. You follow a man who came 600 years after, and he is a criminal, he is a thief, he is a child molester, he is everything bad in the world, and you take him instead of following Jesus. So you say, I am not against Jesus, but in reality you are.
If you mean when Islam is weaponized politically and charged politically...
Islam is politics. Islam is not a religion. Islam is a gang. Islam is a gang.
For example, I'm a Muslim myself, and I'm completely against what the Ottoman Empire did back then, for example. So I'm not supportive of that at all. And
do you support Muhammad? Let's forget about the Ottoman. Do you support Muhammad? If Muhammad came in with his army to occupy Al-Bosna, do you join Muhammad or you join the people of Al-Bosna?
Where is that?
If Muhammad came in with his army, not the Ottoman, which one you will join? The army of the people of Al-Bosna to defend Al-Bosna from the Arab coming, or the army of Muhammad?
Well, I believe first and foremost I would protect my family, my land, and if that wasn't my land, that I would join my religion. So if you would say, for example, Kosovo or Albania, I think I can be a Muslim and die from a Muslim at the same time at war when it comes to protecting my wife and my children.
But you will go against Muhammad, or you will take a side of Muhammad? Muhammad is coming to occupy the city.
Yeah, if Muhammad, for example, told every soldier that they shouldn't rape, they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't do that.
What does have to do with this? Let us say, let us say, I am a Christian, my friend. Let us say I'm a Christian. I'm an Arab Christian coming to Al-Bosna to control Al-Bosna, and I said, don't rape, don't hurt civilian. Are you going to fight me, or you will join my army?
I think I would fight anyone that would come.
But so how come you don't fight Muhammad then?
No, I didn't say I wouldn't fight his army.
Okay, but then you are the Muslim, because now you are against oppression and Muhammad is an oppressor. You have no right to come to my land and to take my land and to force me to pay money so I can live. That's what Muhammad did in chapter 9 verse number 28.
That, I mean, you pay money to live technically in your own, wherever you are, you pay tax.
No,
So
no,
it's,
that's not true. That's not true. I pay
don't pay
tax.
tax?
No,
I don't
no,
think
hold on. You
that's a
see,
good thing to
no,
say on
no,
YouTube.
no, that's not true. You see, Muslims, they always. I'm not saying you are a liar, but maybe you misunderstood. Tax is every citizen pay, not something called tax for a Muslim and something called jizya for the Christians. Jizya in the Quran is you pay and the Muslims spit in your face. And this jizya is up to the caliphate. He can make it $1 million, he can make it $1. So if you go in the Quran, this is not only that, a Muslim, he have to make immunity on you. Not only you pay money, no, they have to spit on you. They have to call you names. They have to spank you.
You mean that? They have to spit on you?
Yes, 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 yes. Chapter 9, verse number 29. And not only that, you're a prophet saying, even after we pay, are we done? No. He says, when you see the Christians and the Jews in the road, force them to walk in the sewage. What do you think? This is the prophet of God? He want to force us to convert to Islam. By
I'm just reading it.
Discrimination. Here we go. And this is very authentic hadith. Abu Hurairah reported that Allah messengers, grant him peace, says, don't give people of the book a greeting first and force them to the narrowest part of the road. Translation is false. أضيقه, the road, the road is wide, and in the road they made a little tunnel for the dirty water like rain, etc. So when a Christian and a Muslim walk in, a Christian is not allowed to walk in the road like the Muslim. He have to jump in the sewage. And this is the command of your just beloved prophet.
Wow!
This is what the Muslim, they tell us. Muhammad was amazing. Islam teaches justice. Islam don't discriminate. The fact, Islam is the religion of discrimination. You don't know what they did to my people in the Middle East. You have no idea.
Where are you from, if I may ask?
From the Middle East. I don't say. No, doesn't matter. All the Middle East is mine. This is our land. And Muhammad, he came to our land and he took our churches and he took our land. And he raped our women and he forced us to pay jizya, and they force her to walk in the sewage. And then you come to me and says we share the same Abrahamic faith. You don't. And you say to me we respect Jesus. You don't. If you know anything about Jesus, you will not do what Muhammad ordered you to do. Muhammad, he said to his followers, attack the Romans so you can get the blonde girls. Have you ever heard of a prophet seducing his men to go to war with the Christians for the sake of a blondie woman?
I don't believe this. I mean,
I don't say anything without proof. You know me. If you watch my videos, do you watch my videos always, or this is the first time?
I found out today about your channel.
All right.
To be honest.
Well, anything I say to you, if I don't show it to you, spit in my face right on air. Say to me you're a liar. Doesn't say that.
Can I ask about also the stories before that you told me that, for example, Muhammad did this to someone's, to his maid, and he sent his wife to. I mean, where did that come from? I'd never heard of that.
All of this is from your books, not from my books. I have nothing to do with it. Yeah, here we go. This is, and I will post the link for it actually if you want.
Okay, sure.
We can show it from Al-Qurtubi, we can show it from Al-Suyuti, we can show it from anywhere. Right? We have tons of reference. Everything I show here is your books. Nothing is mine. All right, this is here. Tafsir al-Tabari, one of the oldest tafsir.
Did you send the link somewhere?
I will post it in the chat, and I will put it for you on the screen, and I will use Google translation because it is in Arabic. We don't have this book yet in English. Unless you have it in English, you can, tell me where to find it. So this is the link. You can use Google translation. You can open it on your side. I will post it. And this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Yes. This is a government website. This is the Ministry of Islam. And this is the University of King Fahd, I think. So here it says, Al-Mujahid قالوا قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اغزوا تغنبوا بنات الأصفر. Attack and get the Roman girls, the blondie girls. Here the hadith for it, 16785. Attack the Roman, attack Tabuk. Tabuk is the area where the Roman was the limit of them. You will get the daughter of the blondie, the yellow, and the women of the Roman. The hadith before it. The man, he said to him, don't tempt us with the women, with the blondie women. Let us use Google translation. And as long you speak Albanian, look, we still have the setup from before. Do you sit in Albanian now?
No, not yet.
I don't understand what it's saying, but you tell me. Does it say attack the Roman to get the blondie girls?
I'll just wait for it to pop out. Okay, I'll translate it. I don't think this is the... Oh, yeah, it is. Can you scroll down just a bit?
Okay.
So the messenger of God, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, has said... I'm just waiting for the screen to scroll down a bit. Okay. Conquer Tabuk
And get the blondie women.
and get the women of the...
Yellow.
It says here Verdave. It means the yellows.
Yellow, the Roman, the blonde, they call them yellow. Yeah.
The blondes
Uh-huh.
and the wives or women.
Exactly.
Can be both.
This is your prophet.
Of, the Romans. And the grandpa said,
A good man, he said to him, why you are tempting us with women, man? You want us to go in war for the sake of a blondie women? Muhammad, he accused him that he is a hypocrite. Can you believe it? This is what the verse is about. About a guy, Muhammad was making a speech saying to them, let us attack the Romans so we can get the sexy, beautiful blondie women. Don't you want to have a blondies? An Arab man said to him, Muhammad, why you are tempting those young men? This is why here they call him a Jed, which means grandpa. He's an old man. He said to him, why you are tempting those young men to go to war for the sake of a blondie women?
this doesn't make sense for me at all, I'm being honest. So I'm thinking if this can be a deviation.
What you know? This is the oldest. This is a very Muslim Sunni website. Do you know what it says there? Read at the end. You can contact them. This is a government website. This is an official Saudi government website. This is not a joke. In Saudi Arabia, if you post something against Muhammad, they will kill you in 2 seconds. And you know that, right? This is the University of King Fahd, I think, or King Suleiman, I'm not sure which one. It is official, it is government, and this is the Ministry of Islam website. This is a prophet of God? Attack the Roman. So attack the Roman not to spread Islam, attack the Roman so we can get a blonde. Because this is the reason to go to war. This is why we need to attack the Roman and get their money and get, you know, they will get the blondie, they will get the money and the gang. This is the religion you want to join? And you are born of it as an Albanian Muslim? Do you have my book in Albania, my friend?
Your book in Albania?
Yeah? Maybe the admin can post for you the link. I want to give you a gift from me and to all Albanian. I have nothing against you as a person, as people. Maybe the admin can post my book for you in Albanian, and you can download it and you can read it. It's for free, as a gift from me to the Albanian.
I think I'll give it a shot. I wanted to say something. I think you mentioned before that, for example, the majority of Albanians in Kosovo, for example, in Albania are Muslim, but really you cannot compare our countries to Arabian countries at all.
My friend, I mean, let me explain to you.
Not at all.
I don't care how you say, you describe yourself. Either you believe in Islam or you don't believe. There's no so. I cannot say, I am not the same as the disciple of Jesus. They believe too much in him. I'm so Christian, not like... No, you cannot be Christian if you are not.
Yeah, just because an imam is telling me something doesn't mean that that's true. Just because the Arabs are telling me something doesn't mean that it's true.
But it doesn't matter. As long you call yourself a Muslim, you are a Muslim. And a Muslim is someone who believes what Qur'an says and what Muhammad said. And everything I'm showing you is what the Qur'an is saying and what Muhammad said, not what I said. Correct? So,
well, what Arabs are showing.
No. You see, that's not a good game to play, because what Arab, well, your prophet is an Arab. Same time, if this is the case, how you know even Muhammad can be trusted? How you know even Muhammad is exist? Either you trust those Arab who gave you the Quran, or you don't trust anything. So either we take what they say and we follow, or we don't accept anything. We cannot, you know, pick up as you wish. This is not a shopping center. You go to the shelf and you say, okay, you know what? I want to take this. I don't want to take that. This is religion. I cannot say, I want to take from the Bible this verse and I don't like the other verse. That's it. Then I am not a Christian. Either I accept everything Jesus says to me.
There are a lot of verses, so I did some research on the Bible as well. So there are a lot of verses on the Bible as well that I don't agree with.
Well, you don't have to, but for me, but for me, my friend, I'm telling you, who is a Christian, who is a Muslim? A Christian is someone who agree about every single word in the Bible coming from God, not a man, because simply in the Bible to speak about this king, he said, this man, he said. So when God, he said, I agree with it. When a man, he say, as an example, Jews, they insulted Jesus. Do I agree with him? Agree with him? No. It's in the Bible. So when I say I agree about every single word in the Bible, I'm talking about what God taught me. I cannot choose as I wish. What Jesus say, I accept this, and I don't accept that. I cannot say I'm a Christian, and then I accept homosexuality. That will not make me Christian. I cannot say I'm a Christian, and I accept people, they can be drunk. That is against the Bible. I cannot say I'm a Christian and I believe in, like somebody can be child molester. That you will go to hell. So simply, you don't select and elect a faith.
Yeah, but for example, there's a verse in the Bible, quote me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. For example, it says that you can have after a war or something like that, you can get a wife. And if she doesn't want to be your wife, you can beat her and cut her hair.
No, there's nowhere it says you can beat her. It's a must.
Something like that. You can cut your hair.
No, you cut her hair for a reason. Because simply you should not sleep with her. When a man, this is to prevent men from being tempted from those slaves. But the Jews themselves, they've been taking the whole nation as slaves. So now the Jews are at war. The enemy, they take slave from them. And they take slave from the enemy, and then later they exchange. So free my people, I free your people. Same time, if you want to have a wife from the slaves, You don't go sleep with her like Muhammad did with Safiya. Muhammad, he killed the man, the husband, the father, the brother, and then before even they leave the town, he put a tent, and a guy, he was guarding the tent, and he raped the women. In the Old Testament, a man, he should command the woman to shave her hair. She is a slave now. Why? Because now he will not be tempted to sleep with her. He should not touch her unless she become his wife. So if you want to take her as a wife, she cut her hair.
What if you already have a wife?
You cannot take her as a wife. Yeah. If you have a wife, you have a wife. Even though, like in certain time, you see, like Abraham, he have a wife, Sarah, and then he took another wife. Why? Because at that time there's no law says God says don't take second one. However, even Abraham, he was doing wrong because God did not approve it. But the man is desperate to have a child. His wife, she becomes so old. So he did not do it because he want to have just a second woman for fun. But he got so old and he lost hope.
Successor, yeah.
He wanted to have a child, exactly. So he said, okay, I'm going to marry. He married. He did not sleep with her. He married her. So he took her as a wife. However, if there's no law in certain time, then there's no law. If there's no law says, like in certain time, a child of Adam, they have sex with their sisters. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's no law. There's no law. And if God wanted this not to happen, he should create other couple, right? So they can have, like I marry from your children, you marry from my children. But there's only one man, one woman. So law came in degrees, and the law can change. But Muhammad, as an example, Muhammad proved it to us clearly that Muhammad is a false prophet. Not only he have a very bad ethic, but have you ever heard of a God? He says something afternoon, he said the opposite the day after in the morning. Is that possible? Is it possible to give you a law afternoon today, and tomorrow morning I wake up and I change the law which Allah gave me yesterday afternoon?
Well, it's technically possible, I guess, but it doesn't really make sense.
It's possible. Anything is possible. I mean, it's word. You can. Talk is cheap,
Yeah.
right? We are not building a building, so it's possible. Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't make sense that God, he gave me a law today, and then a few hours after he gave me, he says don't follow that law. That's it.
Which law are we talking about?
Muhammad, he keep doing that. If you go in the Quran, chapter 2, verse 106, it says, whatever revelation do we abrogate or cause to be forgotten. If you go and read the interpretation, and this is now, we will go to the site of the Kingdom of Jordan. This is again official government website. Chapter 2, verse 106. The non-Muslims, they start making fun of Muhammad, saying to him, what's wrong with this guy? He gave a law a day, and he enjoyed the other. He gave the Muslims a law today, and he changed it the second day.
What does abrogate mean?
Abrogate mean he changed, like he abolished. He don't forget, don't follow it. Like I say to you, you have to paint your house white today afternoon. Tomorrow after it says paint your house blue. It's just a few hours between them. Read with me carefully. So this is the Quran, and this is the interpretation, and this is your translation, not mine. Let us see. Oh, this is a different verse. Hold on. You see, like if we say, like Muhammad, he says something, then a prophet, he came 200 years after, God give him new law. Well, things change, and God give them something fit for today. That makes sense, no problem. But this is the same guy. He go to sleep, he woke up, he says something the opposite. Read me. When a disbeliever began to dare, like to make fun of Muhammad, the matter of abrogation, saying that one day Muhammad enjoins his companion to one thing, and then the next day he forbid it. Do you see it?
I'm reading it.
Okay. What do you think? Second day, God, he changed his mind, and not only he forbid it. Second day, he allow you to do it today. Second day, he wake up, forget. Why? God do not know what he was saying?
I think it depends on the verse for this to make. So I'm trying to. So I'm playing the advocate of the Quran right now. So I'm trying to figure things out how this would make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
I believe you're doing a pretty good job on going against it. I have to be honest. I think, for example, if I was receiving the message and, for example, God told me that tell all your men that they can smoke weed or drink alcohol. And then that happens that night, for example. And that night, with that command, with that approval that I give, all of those people smoke weed, get drunk, and they do stupid shit and all that. For example, tomorrow, if I receive that that is forbidden, doesn't that isn't that like a message to the receiver of the message? Could it be that way, like a metaphor? See what this brings.
No, my friend.
That's why
My friend. First of all, God is not the God of confusion. Secondly, don't Allah knew that tomorrow he will change it. So why he give it to you today? Why he allow you to do it today? What is the change happened during nighttime? And people went to sleep. They wake up in the morning. They have a new law in the opposite direction. He forbid it, which means it was not right. You forbid it because simply it was not right. So either Allah made a mistake and simply there's no Allah. This is Muhammad. He says something. People complain. This is stupid. Muhammad, second day, oh, people don't like it. Let me change it. Because it's not from God. If it's from God, that's it. God, he said. God said you do this. As an example, in the case of murder, free for free, black for the black, women for the women. It's a murder. Murder will never change. Correct? I mean, it's not about economy. It's in the case of anyone kill somebody. This is the law, which Allah he assigned to every man. In the case justice. Is that going to change in a day? He changed it in a day. When he said this, people start laughing at him. How in the world, what kind of justice is justice? Oh, who you believe? In the way of qisas. Qisas means the law of penalty for crimes. Is prescribed for you. Look how strong the order prescribed for you in the case of murder. Free for free, slave for slave, female for the female. And look what happened now. You kill my wife, I kill your wife. What kind of justice this justice is? So now we have two victims. The one who killed my wife is not going to be killed. And now I kill your wife. You kill my slave, I kill your slave. What the heck is that? So now we have two poor slaves are killed for no reason. Only in the case of a free man will be killed. Muhammad, he made this verse. People start complaining. What the heck is this? This is crazy. Muhammad, he got the law of Moses wrong. The law of Moses says eye for an eye. But doesn't mean I kill my wife, you kill my wife, I kill your wife. That means if you kill my wife, you will be killed. The killer himself will be killed, not I kill his wife. So Muhammad, he is trying to be smart. He tried to copy Moses. So he come with this. And as you see, the language is strong. Oh, who you believe in the law of equality and punishment. It's prescribed for you in the case of murder. You see, it's a murder. It's not about whether. Murder is a murder. Murder was the same in the time of Moses, in the same in the time of Abraham, in the same our time, in the same in the future. Murder is a murder. So in the case of murder, what we would do? This is the penalty. How fast we change it. This is abrogated. People start complaining. This is stupid. So what Muhammad is doing is like somebody in the laboratory. You know, he have a mice, and he tried to see the reaction of the mice. He dropped some drugs here, he changed the food there, and then he see the reaction, and based on the reaction, he changed the trial. If Muhammad is receiving command from God, he will not change that. As an example, if you are praying, Admiral, and I see you are in the street.
Okay.
And I say to you, this is how we pray. Are you going to change it just because I said this is how we pray? Or you pray as Allah told you? You don't change it.
Yeah, I would pray how my God told me.
Exactly. Look what happened. Muhammad was praying in a funeral, and a Jewish man, he just walked by. He's a rabbi. He said to Muhammad, this is how we do it. That's all. He did not debate him. He agreed with him. He said, this is how we do it. Look what Muhammad did. He said, sit down, act differently. How you can change the prayer? If the prayer coming to you from Allah, and Allah is your God, you don't change the prayer just because a guy said to you, this is how we do it. So what? And I asked you, you said to me, Adamarim, I'm trying to read your name in Albania, Adamarim. So, Adamarim, I asked you, you said to me, I will stay praying the same way as Allah told me, correct? Look how fast he changed the prayer. That means Muhammad never received the way to pray from Allah. So, if another Jew now walked by and he said to him the same, this is how we do it, Muhammad will keep changing. So, it's up to him. He did not receive how to pray from Allah. And he don't really, what happened here, Muhammad, he felt that the Jews, they got him busted. He is trying to copy them. He is copying the Jews. So the Muslims, they start wearing a hat in the top of their head when they go to Hajj. That's what the Jews do. The Jews, they grow their hair. The Muhammadans start doing that. The Jews, they circumcise themselves. Muhammad did that. Muhammad, by the way, did not circumcise himself. He ordered a Muslim to circumcise, but he himself never did. He was copying the Jews because he's trying to establish a religion. When the Jews, they said to him, this is how we do it, he changed it immediately. They got me busted.
Okay, so based on this, then Muhammad should have been someone who had ambitions to seize power, to manipulate people, and to fake a religion, so to say, based on what he knew about other religions so far, and he learned during the way.
He moved to there's a change point of Muhammad life when he moved from Mecca to Yathrib. Yathrib is the city of the Jews. It's called today Medina. He started learning from the Jews about Abraham, about Moses, but he got tons of things wrong. And actually the Jews, they got him busted horribly. Like when they came to him and they said to him, tell us about Prophet Zulqarnain. Muhammad was a fool. He believed in that he's a prophet, but the Jews, they were just making fun of him. So he made a chapter in the Qur'an, chapter 18, speaking about Zulqarnain, claiming that he's a prophet of Allah. And he built a dam between us and Gog and Magog, which is a horrible, stupid story. And Zulqarnain, he found where the sun set, and he found the sun sitting in murky water. Do you know the verse about the sun sitting in the spring of water?
Yeah, I know that. I didn't really take that literally.
It's not up to you, my friend. It's not up to you. Even Muhammad, he explained the verse. He said,
yeah, but not all the verses can be taken literally.
No,
so
it's not up to you. It's not up to you. It's not up to me. Exactly. Especially if Muhammad, he made it clear. Muhammad in the hadith, he said to Abu Dhar, which means the father of the ants, do you know where the sun set? He said, Allah and his messengers knows best. He said, it set in a hot, muddy spring of water, boiling water. So, the Muslims today, in order to cover up the stupidity of the Quran, they say it appear, but where is the word appear? Is not there. Same time you say to me, not metaphorically. There's a way, sorry, not literally. How you can see that metaphorically? It says he went all the way to the setting place of the sun, and he found it sitting in a spring of water. So what metaphorically of that? You see, when we say metaphorical, we have to give us what this is for what? This is a real person or not? Is Zulqarnain a real person? Is the journey real? Is he moving from...
For example, some verses state that Muhammad saw paradise and such, and I believe those are, in my understanding, those are astral experiences. That
no, according to Muhammad, it's not up to me, not up to you. According to Muhammad, he went in a real journey. Same time in the Quran, when the Quran says he found it, Allah is talking. This is metaphorical of what? Nothing. You have to create a story now. It cannot be metaphorical because it's speaking about supposedly a prophet of Allah. His name is Zulqarnain. Allah saying, I will tell you about him, because they ask him. The Jews, they ask him. And Muhammad now, supposedly, he received the information from his God. So they ask you about Zulqarnain. Okay, I will tell you about him. Allah is talking. And then he said, and he found the sun sitting in the murky water. How that can be? Bloody spring, actually. Zakir Naik, very well-known liar, he said that this is a brother and sister. It appeared to him. The thing go in the ocean, it looked like, but there's no ocean. It says even a spring of water. Spring is not even an ocean. So there's an old legend. Muhammad, he copied from the story. This is like a fiction story, that there is a guy, the guy with the two horn, which is Alexander the Great. He went and he occupied all the way to the east and all the way to the west, to where the sun set and where the sun rise. And he built a dam between us and between a weird creatures, people of Gog and Magog. They are not a human. And the story tell, okay, until when he reached the sitting place of the sun. Okay, what is that metaphorical for what? Sitting place of the, until he reached is the point of walking and marching with his army. And then he found it, not appear to. And as you see, the hadith confirmed that. Did you see the hadith I showed you on the screen? The prophet, he asked his companion, do you know where the sun where the sun goes? He said, Allah and his apostle know best. And by the way, Muslims, they practice shirk, which means they worship someone with Allah, because you cannot say Allah and Muhammad knows best. That is an insult to God. You cannot say Christian Prince and Jesus know best. Who is a Christian Prince to compare to Jesus? That is an insult. So the Muslims always, they claim that they are worshiping one God, but in reality they worship Muhammad. Allah and his messengers knows best. And now the one who knows best saying that his son set in a boiling, blazing water, which is a spring of water. And if this hadith is weak, no, it says Sahih and Sahih in chain. So the game of weak and those, they play it always. When they want, it is strong. When they want, it's weak. When they want, we put it in the laundry machine to wash it. When they want, we hang it in the window so everybody can see it. So what do you think, my friend, after this conversation between me and you? What do you think? You want to stay as a Muslim?
I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. The cross before me, the world behind me. The cross before me, the world behind me. The cross before me, the world